The myth of the Minotaur contains the blueprints for a specific method of state control. These branching pathways represent a strategy for managing a population through architecture and psychological pressure. This fleet belonged to Minoan Crete, the world's first thalassocracy. A thalassocracy is a maritime empire that projects power through naval supremacy, allowing this specific civilization to monopolize the ancient bronze trade. Historical records suggest Janissaries collapsed because King Minos allowed his daughter, Ariadne, to influence state security. She provided the outsider Theseus with the physical means to navigate the Labyrinth, destroying the Minotaur and the myth of Minoan invincibility. Consider an alternate simulation where Minos secures this vulnerability. The year is 1450 BC. Theseus enters the darkness expecting a guiding thread, but finds only silence. Minos has already identified and executed his daughter to protect the state. To achieve absolute permanence, a sovereign treats human emotion and family ties as critical system errors. Survival of the regime requires their total removal. In this timeline, the sprawling complex of Knossos functions as a centralized strategic center. Minos uses this architecture to concentrate power, hiding no family secret. This schematic shows the effectiveness of labyrinthian control. Subjects enter voluntarily, navigating choices that feel unconstrained. Yet, these pathways are calculated. Every corridor vectors the subject back toward the central authority, turning individual movement into manageable flow. The Minotaur serves as the centerpiece of this psychological architecture. Minos rebrands the creature as a state deity, using the beast's threat to maintain a constant, low-level state of compliance across the population. The youths sent from Athens are treated as raw human resources. The state reprograms them within the Labyrinth to create the first international Janissary force. A Janissary force is a specialized military unit composed of subjects who are indoctrinated from a young age to serve only the sovereign. This system converts the fear and energy of its subjects into a source of stability. It captures enemy resources and funnels them directly into the maintenance of the state. The architect Daedalus remains a permanent asset of the crown. He oversees a captive research department forced to innovate under absolute oversight of the Minoan Guard. Crete experiences a rapid technological acceleration. The island becomes crowded with automated defensive machines and mechanized infrastructure extending beneath the Mediterranean seafloor. This tablet contains Linear A, a writing system for Minoan administrative records. In this optimized empire, it becomes an encrypted global language. Since only the central elite can read this data, they hold an absolute monopoly on all diplomatic and economic information. Because the Minoan system never falters, the democratic ideals championed by leaders like Pericles are never allowed to develop. The free citizen disappears from the historical record. Every individual is defined exclusively as a system element in a larger administrative machine. A global cyber-monarchy emerges. The world is split between the hyper-technological center on Crete and the unmanaged, resource-producing periphery on the mainland. When one sovereign entity controls all physical trade and every channel of communication, the opportunity for an alternative political structure to organize is effectively eliminated. The physical Minoan Empire eventually faded, but the underlying logic of its architecture moved beyond the borders of Crete to shape the modern world. Modern megacities function as 3D labyrinths. Zoning, transit, and surveillance mirror ancient pathways, dictating how populations move. This control extends digitally. The algorithms governing our attention economy use Minos's routing principles, trapping users in infinite data loops. We remain inside the structure of Knossos. The physical stone walls have been replaced by invisible barriers of code and pixel-driven incentives. Civilization is the systemic organization of human impulses. It provides the walls necessary to channel raw energy into a more efficient, productive state resource. We are subjects of the labyrinth. Our economic choices and our attention are managed by the same centralized logic that Minos once used to rule the Mediterranean. The challenge of modern life is not finding an exit from the system, it is identifying who currently controls the thread.